Did Katy Perry just trade her microphone for a spacesuit? Buckle up, because the firework queen blasted into space on Blue Origin's jaw-dropping all-female mission. And it's got the world buzzing. From a star-studded launch to singing in zero gravity, this wasn't just a joyride. It was history in the making. But not everyone's cheering. Want to know what went down and why it's sparking firestorms? Hit subscribe, grab your cosmic snacks, and let's dive into the wildest space adventure of 2025. First, let's meet this powerhouse crew, because this wasn't just a random group of ladies hopping on a rocket. Each woman brought something unique to the table, and Blue Origin made sure to highlight that in their mission patch, which, by the way, is super cool. It's got symbols like a firework for Katy's global influence, a scale for Amanda's advocacy, and more. So, who were they? Katy Perry. The pop icon needs no introduction. With hits like Roar and Firework, she's one of the best-selling artists ever. Katy's been dreaming of space for nearly 20 years, ever since Blue Origin started talking about commercial space travel. She brought 300 wristbands for kids at a camp she runs with her sister, and a daisy to honor her 4-year-old daughter, Daisy, whom she shares with actor Orlando Bloom. Oh, and she sang in space. We'll get to that later. Gayle King. The CBS Mornings co-host is a journalism legend, but she's also a nervous flyer. Her bestie Oprah Winfrey was in the crowd, tearing up as Gayle conquered her fears. Gayle kissed the ground after landing and said the trip made her feel like she could do anything, maybe even get her ears pierced. Lauren Sanchez, Jeff Bezos' fiancée, a former journalist and a helicopter pilot, led the mission. She picked this crew to inspire others and even helped design their sleek custom flight suits with Skims underwear for extra comfort. Lauren called the Earth quiet and profound from space. Aisha Bowe, a former NASA rocket scientist and CEO of STEMboard, Aisha became the first Bahamian woman to reach space. She tested her space hairstyle by skydiving in Dubai. Talk about prep. Amanda Nguyen. A bioastronautics researcher and civil rights activist, Amanda's a rape survivor who's advocated for survivors globally. She saw the trip as proof that dreams deferred can still come true. Carrie Ann Flynn. A film producer with a passion for storytelling, Carrie Ann called The View of the Moon a special gift and hopes the mission paves the way for more people to experience space. This crew wasn't just there to look pretty. Though, yes, they did get glammed up, with makeup and fake eyelashes that had some critics rolling their eyes. They were there to make history and inspire. And they each carried personal missions, like Katy's Daisy or Amanda's message to survivors. Now, let's talk about launch day because it was a straight-up Hollywood spectacle. The West Texas desert turned into a red carpet for space nerds. Picture this: Oprah Winfrey, Kris Jenner, Khloe Kardashian, NASA astronauts Jeanette Epps and Mae Jemison, and Katy's partner Orlando Bloom with their daughter Daisy, all cheering from the viewing platform. Jeff Bezos himself rode with the crew to the launch pad, waving from a Rivian vehicle like it was a parade. The livestream had hundreds of thousands of viewers, and Blue Origin's social media was popping off with updates. Former NFL star Michael Strawn, who flew on a Blue Origin mission in 2021, sent a video message wishing the crew luck and telling them to soak in the weightlessness. The energy was electric, and when that rocket lit up at 8:30 a.m. local time, you could feel the adrenaline through the screen. Khloe Kardashian said she didn't expect to get so emotional, and Oprah was wiping away tears when the capsule touched down. It was like a movie premiere, but, in space. So, what actually went down during those 11 minutes? The New Shepard rocket is fully autonomous, meaning no pilot. It's just the crew, the tech, and the view. Here's the play-by-play. Liftoff. At 9:31 a.m. Eastern, the rocket blasted off, hitting over 3 times the speed of sound. The crew was strapped in, probably feeling those G-forces as they rocketed toward the Kármán line. Weightlessness. About 3 minutes in, they crossed 62 miles up, and the fun began. The capsule's huge 3.6-foot windows gave them a front-row seat to Earth's curvature and the black expanse of space. The crew unstrapped, floated around, and chanted, 1, 2, 3, take up space, a nod to their mission of empowering women. Katy held up her daisy and a butterfly with her tour track list on it because, she's still Katy-onic. As they started their descent, Katy sang Louis Armstrong's "What a Wonderful World." Gayle King said it was a spontaneous moment, not about Katy's own songs, but about the collective vibe. Katy later explained she chose it because her higher self was steering the ship, and it fit the awe of seeing Earth from space. Descent. The rocket's booster landed vertically a few miles from the launch site, slowing to just 6 miles per hour. Blue Origin's reusable tech is wild. The capsule deployed parachutes and touched down in the desert at 8:40 a.m. local time, 10 minutes and 21 seconds after liftoff. The crew was screaming with excitement as the chutes opened. When they landed, Jeff Bezos opened the capsule door. Lauren Sanchez was first out, followed by Katy, who kissed the ground and held up her daisy. Gayle knelt to "Have a moment with the ground," and Carrie Ann shouted, "I went to space." It was emotional, raw, and honestly, pretty epic. Okay, so why is this a big deal? Beyond the celebrity factor, this mission, dubbed NS-31, was Blue Origin's 11th human flight and the 31st for the New Shepard program, which has now flown 58 people to space since 2021. It's a milestone for space tourism, showing that commercial companies like Blue Origin, founded by Amazon's Jeff Bezos, are making space more accessible, at least for now, to those with deep pockets or connections. The all-female crew was a deliberate choice by Lauren Sanchez to inspire young girls and shift the narrative in a field where only about 15% of space travelers have been women. Aisha Bowe, for example, tied her flight to Alan Shepard's 1961 mission, which landed near the Bahamas, connecting her heritage to space history. The crew also pushed back on the idea that this was just a joyride. Gayle King said at a press conference that critics don't understand what's happening here, pointing to the positive response from young women. Lauren Sanchez got fired up about the naysayers, inviting them to see Blue Origin's thousands of employees pouring their hearts into these missions. Katy said the trip was about making space for future women and appreciating Earth, not just her singing. And Amanda Nguyen's message to survivors that their dreams are valid hit hard. This wasn't just a stunt, it was a statement. But, of course, not everyone was cheering. The mission got some serious heat, and Katy Perry took the brunt of it. Critics called it a vain publicity stunt for the ultra-wealthy, pointing out the environmental impact of rocket launches and the stark inequality when most people can't afford basic necessities. Actress Olivia Wilde posted a meme of Katy kissing the ground, captioned, "Getting off a commercial flight in 2025, with a shady, $1 billion bought some good memes, I guess." Emily Ratajkowski called it beyond parody on TikTok, slamming the idea of caring about Earth while flying on a rocket tied to Amazon, which she accused of harming the planet. Amy Schumer mocked the mission in a sarcastic Instagram video, and Olivia Munn, on Today with Jenna and Friends, questioned the optics when people can't even afford eggs. Even Wendy's, yes, the fast food chain, got in on it, tweeting, "Can we send her back?" after Katy's return. The price tag didn't help. Blue Origin doesn't disclose ticket costs, but a seat on their first crewed flight auctioned for $28 million, and estimates suggest each NS-31 seat could have cost around $500,000, with a $150,000 deposit just to start. Critics argued that kind of money could do more good on Earth. Plus, the glam angle, the crew's LA Magazine feature about their makeup and Skims underwear, rubbed some the wrong way, with Heather Schwedel at Slate calling it the world's shortest influencer trip. Ouch. Despite the shade, the crew and supporters had plenty to say. Gayle King told Entertainment Tonight that space isn't an either-or. Advancing space tech doesn't mean neglecting Earth. She emphasized the mission's inspiration for young girls. Lauren Sanchez doubled down, saying Blue Origin is building the road to space to make it more accessible long-term. Former NASA astronaut Michael Massimino told CNN that celebrity missions like this get people excited about space, which can spark interest in science and exploration. And Katy? She stayed focused on the bigger picture, saying the trip was second to being a mom, and about showing her daughter Daisy that any dream is possible. Let's zoom in on Katy for a sec, because her role in this is what got so many headlines. When she stepped out of the capsule, she kissed the ground like she was in a rom-com, held up that daisy, and got emotional talking about her daughter. She told reporters she felt super connected to love, and that the experience showed her how much love you have to give. Her singing "What a Wonderful World" wasn't planned. It just happened, and it wasn't about her pop hits. She said, "It's not about me singing my songs. It's about this collective energy, about making space for future women and appreciating this wonderful world." That's some deep stuff from the woman who gave us Teenage Dream. Katy also tied the mission to her daughter, saying daisies are resilient flowers that grow through cracks, like people chasing big dreams. She plans to write a song about the experience, no surprise there, and called it a 10 out of 10 moment. But the backlash hit her hard. The Wendy's tweets and celebrity jabs, plus old drama about her working with Dr. Luke, resurfaced, adding fuel to the fire. Still, Katy's leaning into the inspiration angle, hoping her trip encourages others to reach for the stars. So, where does Blue Origin go from here? This was their 11th human flight, and they're not slowing down. The New Shepard program's all about suborbital tourism, quick trips to the edge of space, but they're also working on bigger projects, like the New Glenn rocket for orbital missions. Jeff Bezos has said the goal is to make space accessible to more people, though right now, it's mostly for the elite or well-connected. Past passengers include William Shatner, Michael Strahan, and Bezos himself. So, the celebrity trend's strong. The NS-31 mission's success, a perfect launch, landing, and emotional impact, sets the stage for more high-profile flights. But the backlash shows they'll need to address the optics and environmental concerns if they want broader support. Could we see more diverse crews or missions tied to science and education? Maybe. For now, Blue Origin's riding the wave of this historic all-female flight, and the crew's already talking about how it changed them. Let's wrap it up. Katy Perry's Blue Origin spaceflight with an all-female crew was a bold mix of inspiration and controversy. It marked a win for women in space, showcased Blue Origin's tech, and sparked global excitement. The crew's messages of resilience and possibility resonated deeply. Yet, the mission's cost, glam factor, and environmental impact drew fierce criticism, with some calling it a billionaire's stunt. Space exploration is pricey and complex, but every mission pushes boundaries. This one's a conversation starter. Love it or hate it. What's your take? Was it historic or overhyped? Comment below and let's discuss.